A vaccine for cancer, ancient space weather, and nanobots. This is 5 science stories for you in 3 minutes or less. No time to waste, let's get started. Bionic micro-robots have been used to deliver medicine to live mice. Micro-robots aren't a new concept, and they've been shown to be very versatile in solving complex treatment problems. The new study shows progress by targeting the kidneys, which have intricate structures and high blood flow that make conventional treatments difficult or ineffective. The robots used in the study are biohybrids engineered from a type of unicellular algae to be cargo carriers. The algae robots are self-propelled and produce their own energy, which would be a challenge for an electronically powered robot. Experiments on live mice showed that the robots were very effective at delivering the treatment drug to the kidneys. Even better, they show that the treatment drug stayed in the kidneys longer than traditional treatments, giving them more time to take effect. A new review found that anteaters have independently developed at least 12 different times. Convergent evolution is not an uncommon phenomenon. It happens when two unrelated species develop similar traits because they have similar challenges. In this case, researchers found common traits across 12 to 14 different mammals, including aardvarks, pangolins, and, obviously, anteaters. Common traits include obvious things like an elongated tongue and skull, but also less obvious things like a low body temperature that helps with metabolizing chitin, the material that bugs are made from. A new mRNA vaccine may help treat basically all forms of cancer. Unlike most vaccines that simulate an infection, this vaccine stimulates cancer cells to mass produce a protein called PD-L1. The presence of that protein gives your immune system something to target, and it kicks into gear attacking the tumor. This makes your immune system more effective against cancer, but it also boosts the effects of conventional immunotherapy treatment. The approach shockingly seems to work against various forms of cancer. The team tested against skin, bone, and brain cancer in mice. Researchers hope it could lead to the creation of a universal off-the-shelf mRNA vaccine for cancer. This is genuinely astounding. I encourage you to read more on this one. Trees have been migrating upwards in altitude by more than a foot per year. At a certain elevation on mountains, trees just stop growing. There are several factors that influence this, including temperature, soil moisture, and species interactions, such as with species that disperse seeds. With warming temperatures, we see the trees and shrubs climbing the mountain to try to maintain their preferred climate. Interestingly, shrubs are able to climb much more quickly. However, the study also concluded that the greenery isn't moving quick enough to keep pace with just how quickly the climate is changing. That could affect the biodiversity and stability of these local ecosystems. And finally, roughly 41,000 years ago, the Earth's magnetic field nearly collapsed, and we now have some idea of how that ancient space weather might have affected humans at the time. Earth's magnetic field deflects a lot of UV and solar wind, so back when it was at 10% of its current strength, the sun would have been a lot more dangerous. Archaeologists confirm that ancient human tribes around this time made more clothing, spent more time in caves, and even applied a mineral-based sunscreen. But the most spectacular effect would have been frequent, stunning auroras all around the world during this time period. Anyway, that's all for now. You can support me on Patreon and Ko-Fi, and subscribe for more next week.